Okay, I'm going to start at the beginning because this place was a little hard to find. So I'm now on the island. I've just taken the ferry across from Wat Kalong Toe or someplace like that. I'll give you the name later on. But basically, this is the area where you can rent bicycles. Okay, it was a little hard to find, and I will videotape the other side because that's what really gave me a fit. Once you get over here onto the island, you're pretty well home free. So with that, let's go see what this place is all about. I've got to return the bike no later than 6 p.m. So this area is known for the fact that it's kind of one of the few open spaces that are undeveloped in Bangkok. And so the air here is significantly cleaner and nicer than you're going to find in the city. So it was swelteringly hot today, so I waited till late afternoon to do this, and I'm so glad I did. It's now just starting to cool off a bit, and it's like 4:30. So the bicycle route first, I couldn't find that it was marked, but it is marked with some green signs. And I'll see if I can find one here that kind of show you. This is supposedly what they suggest is to just do a classic clockwise loop. It's just a nice change from the city. There's one of the signs, those little green signs that mark the path for you. So they kind of tell you when you need to turn. I suppose you could stop. You could spend all day riding around the island, but since I need to be back by 6, I'm only going to take my allotted time. I will say one thing about these bikes. Now, I can't draw any strong conclusions after just 2 bike rentals here, but I have noticed with this bike and the one I rented yesterday at Ayutthaya, the seat post is kind of rested on, and so if you're a Westerner or have long legs, you might be a little challenged because, well, you're definitely not going to get leg extension. Let me just put it that way. The nice thing about this place, though, is it really is wild. There's a lot of wildlife out here. I've been bearing clockwise, bearing to the left ever since I came on the island. And, well, it's not really an island, but anyway. And I noticed that the signs that show bike routes are no longer here. There's clearly a bike lane on either side, but there's no more of those little green signs. I did see one black sign. I've already been down a dead end. So this is more of kind of a, I don't know, it's not really it ain't no national park, if that's what you're expecting. So not sure at this point if I can recommend this ride to anyone, because it does take quite a bit of effort to get here. Sort of a loop road if I was on one at the beginning. So there was an area that I came to that was a dead end, and I turned around at that point. Then there was another area that had been washed out, and it was rerouted, so I avoided that area and came back. So that may have been where I took a wrong turn. I think I reached the night market here, because there seems to be quite a bit of activity there. Having spent, though, hours at Chapultepec Market this afternoon, I'm reluctant to go in there and look for anything. So I think I'm just gonna head on. I was expecting it all. This is supposedly their green lung. Maybe it's kind of like they're getting away from it all place. I don't know. But I wouldn't say it's uncongested, let me just say. It's not some bicycle ride in a national park sort of thing. Ride, this renting a bike and riding around here, was to like be close to wildlife, They said there's a lot more wildlife out here. You could hear birds and stuff. I'm not getting that. So I would say, even if you found the path and you stayed on it, I would say this is it's not going to be the carefree bike ride you're looking for. Flashing lights heading in the opposite direction towards the main street. I don't know how these people get by, how they even survive. You see several people piled on motorbikes. Nobody's got a helmet on. Wow. Anyway,